day and welcome to class. Welcome to the Module 5 class, which is titled Basic Sewing. Basic Sewing at the beginner's level. The content includes introduction to hand sewing stitches, introduction to sewing machine operation, sewing simple straight line and cuffs, and projects such as pillowcase, bedding, simple cutting. Introduction to hand sewing stitches. Hand sewing is a process of using a needle and thread to stitch fabric together without the use of a sewing machine. Why do we learn how to hand sew? It builds patience, precision, and fabric control. It is essential for temporal hooks, fine finishing, and mending. It allows work to on delicate areas and without electricity. Key stitches we will cover. We have the running stitch, the basting, back stitch, slip stitch, hemming stitch. For the running stitch, it is a simple in and out stitch for basting and gathering. Just run across the edge of the garment or the fabric. Bast stitch, it's a long temporal stitch to hold fabric for fitting. For back stitch, it is strong overlapping stitch for permanent seam. For slip stitch, it is a nearly invisible stitch for closing hems and linings. Hemming stitch is slanted stitch for a neat hem finishing. And for as a pro tip, it is use the right needle. You have to use the right needle and thread. Keep stitch even and avoid pulling too tight. Introduction to sewing machine operation. A sewing machine is a mechanical or electrical device that uses thread and needle to stitch fabric together more quickly and neatly than hand sewing. It is the tailor's most important tool for garment construction, allowing for speed, accuracy, and professional finishing. Benefits: if you compare it to hand stitching, sewing machine is beneficial in terms of speed, neatness, strength, versatility, and professional result. Basic machine parts and function. We have the spool pin, which holds the thread. We have the bobbin and case, which holds the lower thread. We have the presser foot to hold the fabric flat. We have the feed dog, which move the fabric, and the tension discs. These are just few out of many parts of the machine. Operating the machine and safety. Basic steps to start sewing. Number 1 is preparation. You need a stable setup and a clean machine. Then, threading the machine. You need to thread to the up, and thread up and thread down. The upper and the lower threading. Then, starting to sew, you hold thread tails. Then you press pedal. You need to learn how to press the pedal. Then, stitching practice. You learn how to sew a straight line on scarf fabric. Just fix on straight lines. Then you also need to follow the step of finishing the stitch. It's not sufficient to just stitch. You need to learn how to finish the stitch. Then critical safety rules. You keep finger away from the needle while sewing. Then you don't sew over pin. You stitch off when not in use. Then you tie back here and avoid loose clothing. Mastering sewing curves. Steps to sew a sewing curves. You draw the curve line on fabric with tailor's chalk as a guide. Then you position fabric under presser foot and lower the needle into the starting point. You begin with a straight stitch on the curve line. Then you sew at a moderate pace to control direction. You don't have to speed here. Then You use both hands to gently turn the fabric as the machine stitches. Then also, you need to avoid pulling or forcing fabric even as you turn it, because if you pull, it will give a wrong stitch. Let the feed dogs move it while you guide. For sharp curves, stop with needle down. Lift presser foot slightly, turn fabric, lower foot, and continue sewing. These actually need more practice. The uses of sewing curves is used for armhole, for collars, curves, hip curves, and the likes. You practice on scrap fabric first, then speed is not the goal, but accuracy. For straight lines, you need to draw, the steps you need to follow is draw a straight line, a straight guideline on the fabric with tailor's chalk. You place the fabric under the presser foot, align the edge with the seam guide on the machine plate. You hold the top and bottom thread lightly. You begin sewing slowly while keeping fabric aligned with the guide. Use both hands, gently guide, not pull the fabric. You keep your eye on the guideline, not the middle. At the end of the line, you secure stitches with back stitching to prevent unraveling. Then the use of straight line is used to join seams, top stitching, hemming, and general garment construction. Let the feed dogs move the fabric while you gently steer it. Now, considering the project of a pillowcase, the objective is to practice straight line seam and finishing. Materials needed are cotton fabric, measuring tape, scissors, thread, sewing machine, and pins. So the step you need to follow are you measure fabric, and the standard pillow is 20 by 26 plus half, which is for seam allowance. Then you cut fabric rectangle. You fold fabric lengthwise, right side together. Then you sew alongside and button with straight stitch. You finish edges with overcast stitch or zigzag. Then you turn right side out and press and press. For the cutting, the objective is to practice long straight line and creating a casing. The materials needed are cotton, lining, or polyester fabric. The steps include the measure window. You add 8 to 10 inches for hems and gathers. You cut fabric accordingly. You hem button and sides with straight stitching. Then, actually, you hem bottom, not button, bottom and sides with straight stitching. Then at the top, you fold fabric twice, 2 to 4 inches, depending on the raw size, to create a casing, a form of pocket. Then you stitch across to form rod casing. Then lastly, you press and hang cotton. In conclusion, hand sewing is the foundation for precision and control. Machine mastery requires knowing the path, the threading, and safe operation. Straight lines and curves are the building blocks of garment construction. Simple projects build confidence and result in unusable items. The journey begins as you practice these foundational skills diligently. They are the first steps towards creating beautiful professional garments. Keep learning, keep practicing. See you in the next class.